I don't want to sound like I'm overthinking it because I know a lot of y'all can't keep up, but this SNAP benefit situation clearly shows y'all could not survive a world built off natural selection. If the government really stood back, if they just let everything go and let the world be who they want to be without them, y'all would not survive. Let's say they just only protected us from invasion of other countries, but you have to do everything else yourself. Y'all would not survive the natural selection. You couldn't get your own food. You couldn't keep your own crib. You couldn't educate your own kids. Y'all would literally not survive a world of natural selection. Y'all response to the SNAP benefits is don't celebrate the holiday. Keep your money. Everyone's going to be affected because food prices going to go up. Yeah, but this is natural selection. This is how the world moves. Without the government, right? What y'all going to do when all those wolves start attacking the sheeps? You either going to turn into a wolf yourself, you going to follow behind them like a fox, or you going to be slaughtered. That's how natural selection works. And there's one issue with just benefits. It's showing y'all that y'all are biting the hand that feeds you. A lot of y'all are against the government. You constantly protesting. You constantly talking about them. But then you turn to the same internet where you're bashing them and you're trying to hold them accountable to continue to feed you and put food on your table. They don't have to do that. This is them showing you we don't have to do a lot of the things we do. But they understand the benefits of who they are. And a lot of people take it for granted. You can't be biting the hand that feeds you and then turning around and talking shit about the person who that hand belonged to. It don't make any sense. Y'all have to pick a new battle. Pick a new fight.
What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Welcome back to the channel. It's your brother Wise, man. And this brother, he's absolutely right. This is something that I've been talking about for a long time with my friends. I don't know if I've really brought it here to you guys, but I've been talking about, I'm like, hey, we live in the greatest country. And honestly, we live in the greatest period in the history of mankind. Things are so easy for so many of us out there. And things have gotten so easy that women have decided that, hey, I can do this by myself. I don't need a man. I don't need a husband. I don't need that covering. Nah, I got this. And what we do know is that if the lights cut off, there's a bunch of people that are going to perish quickly. You all got to hear this. So I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I Googled myself. And man, I found entirely too much personal info out there. My address, old jobs, even relatives, just sitting online for anyone to grab. And that sent me down a rabbit hole. And I found out there are actual companies called data brokers that sell your info to marketers, scammers, even stalkers. Disgusting, right? And that's exactly why I use today's sponsor, Aura. Legally, data brokers, they need to remove your information if you ask them, but they make it extremely difficult to do so. But Aura does the hard work for you. They automatically scan those shady broker sites and removes your information. But it doesn't stop there. It also gives you identity theft alerts, fraud protection, and a built-in VPN to keep your data safe wherever you browse. So here's the deal. Hit my link down below or go to aura.com/wise for a 14-day free trial. At the very least, check if your personal information is being sold. Privacy is power in this digital age. Don't give yours away. Try Aura free, 2 weeks, see what's out there, and take control. Now let's get back into the video. You got folks that don't know how to filter water. You got people that don't know how to fish. They don't know how to get out there and hunt. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to do anything, and they're not even trying. And I've been saying it on this channel for quite some time that he who feeds you, he who clothes you, he who provides shelter to you or for you, they own you and they have control over your life. Why would you give these people that type of control over your life? Why? I have a few additional clips to share with you, but this brother's absolutely right. Our country has been so great, and this period of time has been so great that it has actually saved people from the actual natural selection process. We have a lot of people walking this planet right now that 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, they wouldn't have made it. Let's just keep it a buck. And you have a lot of people that are extremely ungrateful, even though they depend on others for their sustenance, for their shelter. They're depending on others. But let me get into this. Hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel.
Man, I'd be totally embarrassed if my kids were on EBT. If I found out they were on a welfare system, I failed them. I failed them. It's that simple. If I found out they were on EBT, I failed them. It's that simple. If your children are on EBT and they're not blind, crippled, or crazy, you failed them. By the way, my first job at the telephone company, I worked right next to a dude that was blind. This man was blind. He had a dog with him and a cane, the whole 9 yards. But he worked something called TSPS. In other words, you had to type in numbers. So he had a little braille going. So if a blind man could work, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it at all. If a blind, I work right next to this man. In fact, he had ladies. He had girlfriends and shit. So if a blind man could work, you can work. Absolutely. Why don't you just make black people proud, too, if you're black? Shouldn't make black people proud? What happened to pride? You know? We already...
Pride, in work, pride in providing for your family, it's going to the wayside just as shame has gone to the wayside.
You're already down. You already feel like the cards are stacked against you. Well, go ahead and fight, man. Fight. Don't lay down and help me, give me stuff, please. I can't do anything for myself. Fuck that shit. You could do whatever you want to do. And if I don't say nothing else to you, you can do whatever you want to do on this earth. Apply yourself. There's nothing stopping you. You could do whatever you want to do on this earth. Black people, listen to me. You can do whatever you want to do. Forget about basketball. Forget about rapping. Forget about singing. That's gifts. Whitney Houston, that's a gift. Michael Jackson's a gift. And then they nurtured it. But everybody can't be Nipsey Hussle, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Guys, broaden your horizon, open your mind, and look at all of the other opportunities that you have in America. This is America, man. Make it happen. All this welfare. Okay, you need a little help for a month or two, half a year to get on your feet. I still don't believe it, but whatever. What happens is people get this free money. You think that's going to make them get up early in the morning and go look for work? No, I got a check coming. I can sleep until 10. I'm tired. No. When your ass is desperate, you get the fuck up. Desperation makes you go do what you got to do on this earth. You're not desperate. It's raining outside. I ain't go. It's too hot outside. No, see, that's the problem. Get up, rain, sleet, or snow, and go make something happen for yourself every single day. Don't sleep past 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Put your ass up. You're broke. You're on government assistance.
He's absolutely right. My grandfather used to say all the time, anything worth having is worth working for. We're in the United States of America. I can't speak for those that, are from countries outside this nation, but I'm talking to people that live in this country. There's no excuse. But there's a lot of people that get comfortable at the bottom. They get comfortable there. They get comfortable with just enough to survive, never enough to thrive. They get comfortable there. And they'll start sleeping in and they won't, apply themselves. If they actually took away the social safety nets that we have in this country, for able-bodied citizens, I'm not talking about our senior citizens. I'm not talking about our disabled veterans. I'm not talking about our disabled Americans. I'm talking about able-bodied people. If they took away that and you didn't have a choice but to get out here and grind for it, more people would do it. I worked in an industry. I worked in staffing. And there was a time, there were people that would reach out and say, hey, man, I'm looking for a job. You'd say, hey, I got a job. And then they say, how much does it pay? And we tell them, oh, maybe it pays $10, $11 an hour. Man, I make more than that, or that's not more than what I make, on the assistance. But I'm like, well, the assistance eventually is going to run out. And this is you working. And yeah, this is where it starts, but this is not where it's going to end. But people, they can't see the future. They can't see that, hey, this is an opportunity. This is the ground floor. If I get in here and bust my tail and work my tail off, there's an opportunity for more money. This is just the beginning, but some people just could not see it. And again, I got to say it, man, there's a lot of people that get comfortable at the bottom and they want to stay there. And their expectation is that people like you and I are going to pick up their slack.
Stop going to white liberals for money and then complaining about their power.
Stop going to liberals or any other person for money and complaining about the power and control that they hold over you.
Malcolm X said the white liberal is the worst enemy to America and the worst enemy to the black man. The white liberal's purpose is to perpetuate a system that will keep the black man dependent on the white liberal.
Can we just go ahead and just say, scratch the white liberal and let's just say liberal in general? Can we just go ahead and say that? We see what's going on right now with the shutdown. These are black, white, Asian, Hispanic liberals that are holding the country hostage right now. But this lady's cooking. I'm gonna let her finish.
Because the truth is, you can't be dependent and free at the same time. And that's the part nobody wants to say out loud, because once they control the way you think and what you depend on, they don't need chains anymore. But for just a minute, step outside of it. I challenge you. Let's do a little thought exercise. Look at this critically, not emotionally. That's where real freedom starts. Because the more you're emotionally attached to your race, the easier it is to control you. It's realizing we've confused education with indoctrination. The idea that we're inferior and therefore we must receive. That's the last stage of colonization, people. The last chain left on our minds, the insistence that we're inferior. Shelby Seal said inferiority was established through white superiority and that white guilt has infantilized Black America, and it's allowed white liberals to act as our caretakers rather than our equals. And the more we tell white people they need to give in order to be racist, the more we'll receive and the more we'll depend and the more we'll reinforce the same lie that we're inferior. And it'll never stop. Because dependency isn't progress, it's slavery dressed up as compassion. Because when you depend on the system, you can't be controlled by it. And control is the opposite of freedom, because freedom is never the reward for moral innocence. It's the reward for moral responsibility, Shelby Steele. The more you rely on them for a check, the more you'll vote for that check. You'll vote for what they call empowerment and assistance. It's not about progress. It's not about excellence. It's about profit and power and your vote.
Simple as that. She's absolutely right. And I got to go back to it. He who provides your food, your shelter, and your clothing, they own you. There's no freedom in allowing another man to take care of you. There's no freedom there. Once you're in that predicament, they have full say-so over your life, because these are the people that can snatch that food away from you. And what are you going to do then? You're going to bend the knee and you're going to do whatever it is that they tell you to do. Simple as that. That's not the place to be, but there's more.
Steps gone. Section 8 gone. All your SNAP and EBT benefits gone. Now you got to go back to Tyrone. Woo! I think this is great. We have just single-handedly saved the Black family. Why? Because Tasha can't run out on Tyrone anytime she get mad and think the government going to take care of her. Tasha can't leave Tyrone and think that the kids going to eat. Tasha can't leave Tyrone and think she going to get a free rent. Tasha can't depend on the government, because years ago, Black women turned their back on Black men for government assistance, for food stamps, for Section 8, for welfare, for WIC, for all the things that Black men bring into their household. They said, no, we don't need that. I'll go file to the government and they'll give it to me. Trump said, hell no. And they're going to have to start choosing better. Now women are going to have babies with men that actually want to have babies with them. Now women are going to have to vet their partners and not be able to just hit them up for a check every time and think they can live off the government. Woo! This shit amazing. You're going to see more wives and less baby mamas. You're going to see more two-parent households, because it's going to be a family unit, because success is a team sport. You're going to see women go back to their men, go back to their child's father and try to work things out and not childishly run out to the next nigga. Why? Because Donald Trump and the government don't got your back no more. Because you can't go over there and get free food stamps and sell them bitches 40 for the 80. Because you don't have a $72 rent anymore. Because now you're going to have to figure it out. And the only person that's left is that Black man that you walked out on years ago. And the price of pussy going down too. Donald Trump did it with this one, and I'm here for it. Queens, go back to your kings and work it out. Baby mamas, go back to your baby daddies and become wives. It's time for us to work together. This is actually amazing. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on your household. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on your marriage. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on that Black man. You are no longer incentivized to lead. So baby, you either pay or stay. That ugly money.
It is time for women to come back to the table and come clean. $15 trillion pumped into an economy. There is no more money. There's about to be not a global recession, a global reset. Winter is coming. Ladies, you got to realize there's more of you than us. You got to try to get on his page, in his boat, in his raft. That means his program. Or you can think this is I'm full of crap, don't know what I'm talking about.
Wow. Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, was spot on. And shout out to the brother beforehand. Spot on. There's so many sisters out there, and we can say this and we can bring this right back to just America in general. When you look at Black Americans, you look at white Americans, it's a lot of the same things, when it comes to, the women. There are a lot of women out here uncovered. I think the word on the street was, oh man, they did a poll or something along those lines that came out by 2030, over 60% of women are going to be, single, childless, and unmarried. And then, they were saying that there's another large percentage of the women that are just going to be unmarried, single mothers with children. This is a problem. A country cannot stand without strong communities. And I say this all the time, you need strong families in order to build strong communities. Strong communities build strong cities build strong states build strong nations. And you look at where we are right now. Our nation is weak because the family is weak. We're in shambles. We're separate. We're at odds with each other. When you look at the Black community and you look at the fact that, hey, only 26% of Black women are married, only 33% of Black men are married, least married demographic of people in the nation. Also, the lowest household income in the nation. And it's not a situation that Black folks don't make money. It's just that we're not together. Because when you look at married couples are actually, married Black couples are some of the most wealthiest people in the country. They're up there. And the wealthiest people in the nation as a collective are married people. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. If you are married, you have a chance to really build. Not to mention the married folks, the people who are, doing things the right way in accordance with God's divine order. The kids are less likely to find themselves in poverty, less likely to deal with mental health issues, less likely to be assaulted or something along those lines. Yeah, they're more likely to graduate high school, more likely to go to trade school or college, more likely to bypass the penal system. This video, there's so much game, there's so much wealth there. From the very first clip, when we were talking about the natural selection and how easy things are. And as we kind of kept going and it slowly but surely got right back to the actual foundation, because even in a sense of natural selection, the only way people make it and thrive on planet Earth is together. Try to get out here and make it out there on your own. It's tough and it's a struggle. You're probably not going to last long. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Let me know if this video was a W or L in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I appreciate the love and support, but if you want to take it a step further, join the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. The link's in the description box below. Join us Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Join us Wednesday evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the evening. We're still working on a name for the late night show. But I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for supporting what we're doing over here at ARP. Hey, if you're going through some things, as my grandmother would always say, pray about it. Don't worry about it. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw.